White light. Here we go. That works. Okay, there we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Double RPG here, and welcome to Double RPG Livestream, where we're going to get started with our Mega Man X Legacy Collection number 2 marathon, or we're going into Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2, and we're going to start our marathon of gaming through that collection at this time. But, of course, we'll be going through different games, I think, at least every week, and we'll see how far along we get on each of them, but, of course, we will go through the entirety of those games until we complete this collection. But truth be told, some of these games are going to be a bit longer than the ones that we went through the first time around, so if anything, we're probably not going to beat them when we go through them for the first time. It may take us another gaming session night to where we will go through them a second time, so that way we can beat them. But who knows how it all goes. So anyway, instead of playing a traditional fighting game tonight, so let's just go ahead and get on with Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2. See how some of the changes are in Mega Man X5 that I heard that were taking place. I heard that the not the Robot Masters, but the Maverick bosses are all named different in Mega Man X5, which is very interesting, if I do say so. I guess Capcom wanted to avoid copyright with I guess they wanted to avoid copyright with Guns N' Roses, or the names of the band members from Guns N' Roses, but that doesn't really make any sense if you ask me. Okay, so we have Mega Man X5, Mega Man X6, and we also have Mega Man X7, and we have Mega Man X8. And of course, there is an options and a museum, and within the museum... Hey, wait a minute, this also has the Day of Sigma. You know, that doesn't really make any sense. Why does this have the Day of Sigma, but, I mean, why does the first copy have the Day of Sigma, but this also has it? I really don't understand that. I mean, especially if you already have both the collections. I mean, I can understand for, like in the PC version of both games, but if you have the Legacy Collection for both, I mean, for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One through retail, it's like, what's the point of having, you know, this in both of them? That just doesn't make any sense. But, you know, in hindsight, it might as well be a good idea that maybe as a bonus, after we've beaten all of the Mega Man X games from the Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 and 2, that we will watch the Day of Sigma as a bonus. But for the time being, we're going to get on with Mega Man X5 like we should be doing right now. So let's not waste any time and get started. No, we're not going to turn on Rookie Hunter mode. We'll just play through it normally. And, of course, when you're playing Mega Man X5, it is the first game where it has adjustable difficulty. But we will be playing it on normal. But, whoa, before anything, let me change that wallpaper and get it off there. We don't want any wallpaper. But anyways, here we have the opening F&V from Mega Man X5, which is pretty much the same as the PlayStation 1 original. Too bad they couldn't improve the video quality. You figured that they would for something as high def as this game collection is. So yes, it's Mega Man X and Zero going up against Sigma, which was supposedly supposed to be the final game in the series, before jumping ship to the Mega Man Zero series. But of course, Capcom went out of the way and made another sequel of Mega Man X, while Inafune was working on the Mega Man Zero series at this point. I mean, after this game released. But that's a story for another time. Now, before we get started with the game, we're going to go into options mode, and as you can see, the game level, there's easy, normal, extreme, but we'll just play on normal mode. And the button configurations are the same as you would expect from the PlayStation 1 original. And you can also adjust the game speed if you want to slow or normal, but we'll just stick on normal. And there's also a training mode, and we'll go through that real quick so that way you can actually see the changes that are made. Or, well, I wouldn't say the changes, but some of the refinements and additions that were made in this game from Mega Man X4. And of course, right at the beginning of the game, just like in Mega Man X4, you can choose to play between either X or 0, but truth be told is that they don't have differing stories, as their story takes place at the same point of the same time, and they interact with each other. So it doesn't really matter who you pick, you just go with it and just go with the flow. Anyway, let me show you how X plays. And ooh, I'm not liking the filter, so we're going to turn that filter off and play in just traditional pixelated fashion. Now, this is one of the things about Mega Man X that I start to believe that this series started going downhill even further. When it comes to games like this and the others going forward, they always have your navigator named Alia, who is always calling you up to let you know about some things, and it just tends to ruin the flow of the gameplay. You know, that's one of the things that Mega Man X4 had that, you know, or did not have that, you know, you can actually appreciate it more. But, you know, there's still some good qualities here and there for this game, but it's just not everything's going to be, it's not always going to be a winning combination when it comes to this game. Anyway, let's go ahead and read off what Ailey has to say. Let's begin your training. Are you ready, X? I'll navigate you as you are a novice Maverick Hunter. Yeah, no kidding, since he is a B-class hunter still, and he is leader of the 17th unit. Now, also, whenever you start a new game, or if you're starting the normal mode, you will see that X already has his 4th armor attached. With this game, it was the first in the series where you actually could retain the previous armor upgrades that you can get from a previous game into the next one. So with Mega Man X4, there was the 4th armor, and in this game, it carried over to this one, as well as having 2 different types of armor that you can collect, as there are 8 Dr. Light capsules, just like in Mega Man X3, that you can gain throughout the levels in order to get new armors. There's the Falcon Armor, and then there's the Gaia Armor, but we'll talk about those when we get on with the main game. But let's go ahead and get on with the game. So you can see that I'm moving X just normally, like he would. And Alia is telling us to use our X-Buster to attack them from a distance. And then holding the holding the attack button down will allow us to charge up our X-Buster into a charge shot. So that's pretty much standard fare with Mega Man X Mega Man X gameplay. Now, you can also see that there's a bit of inconsistency when it comes to the arm upgrade, or the palette of the arm upgrade. When it came to Mega Man X4, if the palette was red for the fists and like black for the arms, that means that X has the plasma charge shot. But if you had the palette for the arm guards and the gloves for X for the 4th armor, like what you saw in Mega Man X4 for this, then he would always can charge up to 4 charge shots at a time. So yeah, by default, they give us the plasma charge shot for us to use with this. So, like I said, it's a bit of inconsistency, but, you know, it's like, it really doesn't even matter. But, you know, it would have been nice if there were some consistency in this game, but I guess Capcom really just liked the consistency with the robot armor being finally in tune with everything, with what this, you know, sprite palette has going for. And also, if you can see me ducking in this game, that is another one of the new features in the gameplay, is that you can actually duck to actually avoid obstacles, or, you know, avoid spikes on the ceiling in case if you're on, like, a levitating platform and that kind of stuff. But this is also very good for if you need to do, you know, like kneeling shots and all that, or if you need to attack while you're kneeling down. And Zero can also do this too, so keep that in mind, because it will help you get some of the some of the enemies that are, you know, quite below you that you can't get while you're just standing up. So definitely use that crouching ability in mind, so that way you can actually attack your foes without any problems. Giant enemy head. This type of enemy doesn't move, so... Yeah, I know, Alia, but thanks for the update. And yeah, you can actually see that some of the enemies are returning ones from Mega Man X4, which is not a bad thing, but it would have been nice if there were some variety in the enemies. I mean, at least Mega Man X1 and 2 and X3, they all had different types of enemies, as well as X4, but when it comes to Mega Man X5, it seems like the enemy variety is a bit lacking in this one, as they're pretty much just recycled from the game before this one. And then Aelia also told us about climbing up walls with our normal wall climb ability. And then we can also move along rope that's either diagonal or horizontal, or even through slanted or normal slants. You can either go up or down on those things. That's another new feature in this game, and it's good for like hanging shots or hanging slashes, whoever you're playing as. So if you don't want to go down there to fight the enemies, you could just pretty much ride, ride this. And you can also use X's plasma charge shot to cancel enemy projectiles, like what I just did for that robot. So yeah, there's some nuances here that actually make this game a bit better with its controls, but for the most part, it's really not anything that's going to be like a award-winning status or, anything that'll make the game superior from the game before it. But it's still actually pretty good. I mean, it still controls pretty well and all that, but it could be, it could actually be a lot better if you were to ask me. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Hope you all are having a very good night like I am. Unfortunately, I did not get any more capturing of Final Fantasy XII done because I was way too busy with some, family life and taking care of the Geek Fighters with our stream today, which was a lot of fun. We actually played through a couple of Super Sentai games. Well, one was a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game, and the other was a Super Sentai game. And Jerry, a.k.a. Fighter Cast, was playing those, and he actually beat both those games. So he actually beat 2 games for the price of 1 stream today. Well, there wasn't really a price. I mean, you can watch the streams for free, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so we actually can fight a boss inside of the training arena, and who we're going up against is a virtual representation of Magma Dragoon from Mega Man X4. So, and I'll tell you another thing. What made this game a bit more easier, or what makes this game a lot easier than the than the previous game before this one, is that the damage you do on enemies is just ridiculous. So it's like, whether you play as X or Zero, you are constantly an OP'd character. It doesn't really matter who you take down or how far you get or how strong or how weak you are. You're always going to be very overpowered against whoever you go up against. And I could definitely see where people would probably have a problem with that game, or a problem with this game, if they were to experience something like that, because they actually want to experience the challenge. But then again, I guess that's why the difficulty settings that you can switch between actually compensate for that. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Zero. So, with Zero, he pretty much controls the same. He doesn't have the double jump ability right away. But one of the newest abilities that he has is actually the Z-Buster. And the Z-Buster is, it pretty much looks the same like the one from Mega Man X1 with how powerful it is, or how big it is of a charge shot. But it's not that powerful as a Z-Saber. You can still do the normal attacks with the Z-Saber, and you still get the same type of abilities that you did with the previous Maverick Hunters you went up against. But with all the nuances, like, kneeling down to actually slash, as well as hanging on ropes to actually dash and move across without having to worry about walking on land or going over spikes. Yeah, that pretty much remains intact from when you're playing as X, too. Okay, Aelia is now telling us that we can use the Z-Buster or the Z-Saber to take down the enemies if we want to. It's like, why does Aelia need to constantly remind me of these things? And look how And I can't even attack the enemy that's down below, so you're pretty much like brown bread when you're playing as Zero. It's like you definitely had to go down there. Then again, he is more of a close-ranged fighter, if anything. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? I'm gonna get hit by this next thing. Watch. Yep, I knew I was gonna get hit. One of the cool things I forgot to show you, if you actually hit the opposite direction button, you can actually do like a turnaround second slash. So you can actually do like a quadruple slash instead of a triple slash. And hello there, Flame Chocobo. Welcome to the stream. And you hurt your ankle at work? Oh, ouch. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun, man. So, so I hope you're doing okay. So don't try to be a hero with trying to move around too much, or you don't want to hurt yourself. Okay. Yes, I know. We can climb up walls, Alia. Thanks for noticing. And notice how they give you a live counter when you're actually going up in the training mode. And seeing how we're, you know, getting our butts kicked by some of these robots, we're actually doing pretty crappy. You know, I really could use a health refill, but this game is not going to be super generous to me. Oh, on second thought, it actually does. But we're back to half health. And we don't get any more energy. Okay, get out of here. I know. There's a trap on the floor. And we could potentially get hurt. Oh, here we go. Oh, man, I thought I was going to get hurt by the spikes. But we have enough to actually take down Magma Dragoon. And you also made an important announcement on your Discord server. Oh, yeah? What did you announce there, Flame Chocobo? You can definitely let me know. I wonder if that has something in particular with your line of work, or when it comes to, you know, streaming and that kind of stuff, or working on your content. Anyways, it's time for us to take down this Dragoon, this Magma Dragoon. And he's not going to give us any quarters, although we're not really at an arcade, but you get what I'm talking about. Yeah, so you can see that he's pretty much a easy cakewalk, just like before. Yep, just like that. There was really no challenge there. You can definitely see how OP'd he is as a character in, you know, the main playable characters you are. You can see how OP'd their weapons are when you're going up against Maverick bosses. So, yeah, it kind of does lower down the challenge. It does water down the challenge factor, but if anything, like I said, it's just the start of just how this game ended up becoming as is. But anyways, one thing to know, when we're starting a new game, whoever you pick as, they actually have something that they will actually keep throughout the remainder of the game. If you play as X, you will get to keep the 4th armor throughout the whole game. But if you play as X and you get to keep the 4th armor, that means that Zero's Z-Buster is going to be is not going to be able to work if you choose X right away. But if you play Zero right away, then it's the complete opposite. He gets to keep his Z-Buster while you lose the 4th armor. So whoever you play as, it's going to be your own call. So pick wisely and choose wisely who you want to start off with, in the entire game. It doesn't really matter who you play as. There's multiple endings in this game, but they all pretty much lead to the same conclusion. So it doesn't really matter who you pick and who you go with. Just go with it and go with the flow. Anyway, let me take... Oh, okay, ouch. Yeah, so I definitely see that there, Flame Chocobo. Thank you for letting me know about your condition. So, if anything, you probably should get to feeling a lot better. You should concentrate on getting better with healing your ankle, so that way you don't have any problems. Anyway, so since we're playing as X, like always, we'll just go ahead and select him. We'll just keep the 4th armor. Hopefully the dialogue hasn't changed that much from the original PlayStation release. And from looking at it, it doesn't seem to be the case. Mega Man X Episode 5. Yes, it's ready. Piece of cake. You know, one of the things, when I play this game, I notice how much more family-friendly it is with its dialogue. Because when you take a look at the dialogue, it seems like it's more fit for, like, teenagers and adults. Whereas this one, it feels like it's fit for everybody, including kids. Which, pretty much is who they're targeting with this game. But if you ask me, I think that's kind of irrelevant cause to do such a thing. I mean, the Mega Man X series was pretty much aimed for older gamers because of its darker and more mature themes. And just from looking at this, it's just, with the dialogue, with what you see on screen, it's like, what on earth happened? You're exactly what I expected. You're doing a good job. Do I really expect Sigma to actually say like that? He'd be like, excellent. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. Your progress is like astounding, or something like that. He would say more grand of a speech with his dialogue. But in this game, that's definitely not the case. Hell, it's not even like that in Mega Man X6 either, and we know how much, weaker that game is for a 2D game, even though it's not the worst in the series. I'll do anything for you, anything. Yet you realize that Sigma there likes to use whoever he hires. And he doesn't really give a rat crap about anybody who he hires. He only cares about achieving his own goals. That's pretty much what Sigma is, right? But I don't think you need to do it personally. Are they really a threat? Are X and Zero really so strong that you can't let someone else do it? Yes, in a manner of speaking. Zero. I'll show you what you really are and who your true enemy is. Yeah, kind of a lame opening if you ask me. Anyway, let's get started with the game. So yeah, as you can see, I got the fourth armor on. And yes, Aelia is talking to us. We don't need to actually listen to what she has to say. Because, well, we could just pretty much play the game without her just, giving us so much trouble. And, I can understand where games nowadays, they're tending... games at that point, they were tending to be a bit more, appealing towards casuals because they don't know how to play games and they would need dialogue to help them try to get them as like a motivational hook to complete a game or something like that. But it's like, for us older gamers, what's the point? It's like, it doesn't make any sense that you would do something like that. Ooh, I mistimed that shot or whatever. Another thing is that there's another gameplay mechanic that we haven't even seen yet, but I will be talking about it once we get to the Maverick stages, but, they're not going to, So yeah, those things, they don't kill us right, except for that one. I misjudged that. What a great start! Okay, so if anything, duck there, so that way we don't actually... Okay, so... Aelia, do you really need to tell us about this? I don't think so. We already learned about that in training, so definitely shut up, lady. It's like I said, why did this game have to start the trend of where Mega Man X games started to get really bad later on? Just doesn't make any sense. But then again, I guess you could say the same for the Mega Man series, how it started to go downhill in due time as well. Zero, are you alright? I'm okay. Just a bit of a bruised ego. Anyway, where is Sigma? He took off. Aelia's looking for him now, but can't pick up any readings. He is a virus. Well, yeah, we pretty much figured that out since Mega Man X2, right? He can't be seen or analyzed correctly like other data. You have to feel his evil energy. That's the only way to find him. I see. Well, you should go back to the base, Zero. You can't fight him in this condition. I can feel him. Sigma is close by. I'll leave here so as not to disturb you, but I'll check the surrounding area before I go. I can feel him too. Sigma is very close to us. Be careful, X. Well, he wasn't that too far off. Because he's right there where that statue is. Oh, the irony. Hehehe. Stupid Maverick Hunters. You will all feel the true Maverick power right before you die. Really? Are you sure about that, Sigma? And going up against Sigma's first form is actually, pretty standard and, piece of cake, rather. I mean, the first form, the first boss you go up in the intro stage, it's actually going to be very easy, so it doesn't really matter who you go up against, as long as you know how to actually take care of them and make sure that, you don't do anything reckless that could actually get you hurt in the process. Like right here. So I pretty much just got Sigma right there, and he was pretty much an easy cakewalk, as you can just plainly see. So that's the first level. And you can see Zero says darn instead of damn. Like I said, this game is starting to appeal more to all age demographics. Which, again, why? That blast released the Sigma virus. It must have spread all over and could cover the Earth by now. All of the Reploids are getting severely infected. Sigma! He lost to us on purpose. We have to evacuate immediately. This Hunter Ace. This is Hunter Base. Do you read me? Are you alright? Any damage? Are you alright? X0. The entire Earth has been thrown into a panic because of the Sigma virus. It's dangerous to stay there. Report back to the base. Ah, darn it. Sigma, you will pay for this. Even if we fight, what good will it do? A battle won't solve the problem. The situation is far worse than expected. Sigma's explosion has spread the virus all over the Earth. Humans and Reploids are in total panic. What's worse, the space colony, Eurasia, is heading straight toward us. So that's the name of the colony that we were at, the space colony Eurasia. And we do get introduced to 3 other characters in the game, who become more or less main staples in the series, well, for 2 of them at least, and for the rest of the series, and that, of course, is Alia, our navigator, as well as Cygnus, the commanding leader of the Maverick Hunters after, after Dr. Kane's retirement. At this rate, it's going to crash into the Earth in 16 hours. Everything, including Reploids, and the entire human race will be annihilated. We have no choice. For the sake of the world, we must destroy the colony. But the only weapon we have in the Hunter base that still works is the Enigma. So yes, if you remember that huge gun in the deep jungle level in Mega Man X4 where we fought against Web Spider at his, at the point where we fought against him, if you saw in the background with what equates to be like a cannon that can shoot up into the air, I think this is what it's supposed to allude. I think that was what it was supposed to allude to for this game. But it's very old. We also have a space shuttle, but it's been affected by the virus, and the autopilot function doesn't work. So we need someone to fly it to the colony and let it collide. It's almost certain death, but we have no other choice. How's the condition of the Enigma? Far from perfect. And there's Douglas, the mechanic. In order to use the Enigma, we need to build it up with some devices. The Enigma doesn't work as is. Under the influence of the Sigma virus, a lot of Maverick Hunters have become Mavericks, and only a few Hunters remain normal. Let's join forces with the rest of our brothers and complete the Enigma. So yes, our first mission is to actually, collect the parts that we need to, repair the Enigma, the solar power gun, or the solar power cannon that can actually potentially destroy a colony. Anyway, let's continue. We only have 16 hours left before the collision. We have to upgrade the Enigma before then. There are 4 Mavericks that have the devices required to enhance the Enigma. Our first one, Crescent Grizzly. Ah, so they actually do call him Crescent Grizzly instead of Grizzly Slash. Interesting. So they are going by how they call these Mavericks in the Japanese version. He has a crystal ball. Tidal Whale. He lives in the ocean. He will have access to hydrogen if we can secure the ocean. Volt Kraken. An ex-Maverick hunter. He has the energy card. Shining Firefly. A doctor of engineering. He has a laser device. There are 4 other Mavericks, but these 4 Mavericks are the only ones who have the devices to upgrade the Enigma. X0, you are the only Maverick hunters that can match these Mavericks. Split up so you can gather the devices. To check the devices that you have acquired, press the R button in the stage select screen and go to the device setup screen. To equip power-up parts, press the L button to the stage select screen. Prepare your equipment and fulfill your mission. So yes. And Flame Chocobo, I know what you're talking about, because I think another person who I saw on Facebook was complaining that Tidal Whale was not even called Duff McWhalen, because that's what, I mean, all the bosses in this game, they were all named after all the members of Guns N' Roses. Like, this was supposed to be Grizzly Slash, this one's supposed to be Duff McWhalen, this one's supposed to be the Matrex, this one's supposed to be Axel the Red, and this one's supposed to be the Skiver. But anyways. But yeah, it's supposed to be Duff McWhalen, but it's alright. Let's go ahead and, we can switch, we can switch between characters, either X, his 4th armor, or 0. But if you're playing as X, why would you want to play with his normal body, even if you have the 4th armor? It just doesn't make any sense. So, if anything, why don't we just stick with 0 for this stage? So yeah, we're going to be going into this stage with 0. Since we really haven't had to, since we haven't really used him that much in this game. So yeah, Crescent Grizzly. And they even have the text the same as the PlayStation original. I'm really surprised that they actually took the time and effort to actually polish up some things in this game. Or the time and effort to go back into the game's code and actually make some changes in the localization or whatever. Anyway, now the other mechanic I told you about is the one on the bottom left screen. That's the, that's like your health gauge when you're going up against, the Sigma virus. Because there will be points in the game where the Sigma virus will actually, come at you on all, fronts and, try to, infect you to lower your grade in whatever stage you're in. Ooh. Yeah, careful of the missiles, because these missiles, they mean business. And since we're playing on normal, we're going to have to be even more careful as is. Ooh, ouch. Okay, so we got through that, but we're not through the worst of it yet. And another thing about this game, too, is that if you die and you get a game over, you will actually start not back at the beginning of the stage, but it will bring you to the checkpoint, the last checkpoint that you reached at. So think of this game, being very generous to you without you having to start back at the beginning of the stage all over again, as that's definitely not the case here. Don't bother me. Okay. Now, we're gonna have to get through this part because, well, the truck has already begun to explode, so we need to haul our butts to the final place. But of course, we are gonna have to avoid some contraptions that are along the way. Oh, damn it. But at least it starts us back at this part. Yeah, they did jack up the difficulty when it comes to Mega Man X6. That's for sure. Now, I could have gone much further if I wanted to. Which I did. Or I could have stopped and took down that thing if I wanted to, but truth be told, I just wanted to keep going. I didn't want to stop. Oh, we actually don't even get to try to destroy that truck. Interesting. Yeah, Hymax is, piece of crap. So this is the secret warehouse, I can't tell, but there are strong energy readings. We're getting even stronger energy readings from deep inside. It may be him, stay on guard. And when she means him, she means Crescent Grizzly. Or Grizzly Slash. Now, I know we can get up there, but we just have to, yeah, here we go. And another interesting thing about this game is that Zero can actually come into contact with the Dr. Light capsules as well. And he can also do this in Mega Man X6. So, just so for your information, if you come across a Dr. Light capsule, then you can use Zero as well. You are Zero, aren't you? Who are you? Thank you for supporting X. Please continue to take care of him. I'll give you a program for X's armor. Analyze and upload the data to X's main memory in a secure area. Then complete the armor. For security reasons, the program is divided into 4 segments. Once you gather and upload all 4 parts, the armor will be complete. Nothing happens unless you have all 4. Her name is Alia, isn't it? Wait a minute. So, Dr. Light, you actually know who Alia is. But then again, I guess it's your memory that's inside of those things. It's like you uploaded your memory or your brain into the database of the computer, so that way you can actually stay alive, even if it's through like those weapon and armor capsules and whatnot. Anyway, she can analyze the data and let you upload it. Anyway, here's the program for the legs. With the leg part equipped, X can fly through the air, and X becomes invincible while flying, collide against the enemy to destroy them. I'm afraid that I know nothing about your body structure, therefore I can't enhance your power. I'm really sorry. I don't need any power-ups. But I have one thing I want to ask you. Sometimes unknown data emerges in my mind, and I can see a figure of an old professor. Of course he's talking about Dr. Albert Wily from the Mega Man series, because if you remember, Mega Man X2 was the first game that alluded to Zero being the last creation of Dr. Wily. And they even explored more about that plot point in Mega Man X4, and seems like they're doing it again for Mega Man X3. So you can kind of see Mega Man X2 as the start of like Zero's own story development trilogy, with Mega Man X4 being the second and this being the last. Do you know him by any chance? I don't know. Perhaps if I saw him, but the data must be a fragment created by some error. I wouldn't worry about it. Why don't you just forget about it? I don't worry about it, but when I saw you, I felt an urge to ask you. I'm sorry I couldn't give you the answer to your question. Never mind, I didn't expect any answer. Anyway, I'll give X the armor program. So yeah, Zero can actually go into the armor capsules and collect the armor programs for X to use. Now, just like in Mega Man, any Mega Man X fashion, in order to use the armor, we have to complete it. And we have to get all the, we have to come into contact with all the body parts, or the capsules, in order to get access to the armor. So, bear that in mind. Anyway, it's time for us to boogie with the bear. Yes, I made a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie quote with Aisha the Yellow Ranger. Zero! Seeing you reopens old wounds. You should have that looked after. I don't have time for small talk. Give me the crystal ball. Why don't you do what you usually do and force me to? You used to be a maverick, right? That's what I heard. And you destroyed Sigma, didn't you? What? That old story? If you dare to try and fight me, then I accept your challenge anytime, anywhere. Hunters and Sigma are very similar. Very aggressive and overconfident. What? We're nothing like that, scum! Oh yes, you are. I'm just an arms dealer. But you destroy anyone who stands against you. Now I'm going to make you pay for what you did to me, Maverick Hunter. So yeah, it seems like Crescent Grizzly has got some sort of animosity towards Zero. I guess Zero really did put him in the scrapyard somehow. So that's one of the things when you're going up against Crescent Grizzly, is that he can be a bit rough when you're fighting him, because... And he is a bit slow, but for the most part, he is pretty easy. Again, I probably should be calling him Grizzly Slash, but it's like, I'm at this point where I'm like, why do I even care? But anyway, we didn't use a continue, but we'll probably get a low grade for going through that, since we were at an SA ranking for Zero. You got DNA boss from the boss you have to just defeated. From this DNA data, the special weapon has become yours. Equip the weapons using the LR buttons. Every enemy has a weak point. Find the most effective weapon for each enemy. Plus, if you defeat a high-level boss, you may be able to create not only a weapon, but other items as well. In that case, please select which item you wish to create. So we got ourselves the Crescent Shot and the Crescent Sword. Now, for this Mega Man X game, this is the only one I know where Zero's second, his Maverick power-up abilities are all localized in English. They're not all spoken in Japanese, whereas Mega Man X6, it continues that tradition as Mega Man X4, where his abilities are spoken in Japanese. So yeah, we got the leg part and the crystal ball, and we also got the energy tank, the sub-tank. Crescent Grizzly had the crystal ball. This should greatly increase the striking ability of the Enigma. I'll ask another hunter to do the recovery operation so you can return to the hunter base. Okay, so let's go ahead and save our progress, and let's go ahead and head to the next location. So yeah, you can see my rank as 0 went down. It's really hard how to determine to get the better ranking. I guess it has more to do with how well you do against enemies, as well as, dodging their attacks and, trying to defeat enemies as fast as possible and trying to go through the stage as fast as possible. But at the same time, it's like, it's like you're gonna get hit either way. So what's the point in trying to lower a character's rank down? It's like, why even have a rank system like this when it doesn't really even do anything? Anyway, let's continue. Incoming message from sources unknown. Who's this? I've never seen him. He actually introduces himself and his visors are off, so you can actually see his eyes. Nice to meet you, Maverick Hunters. I have no hard feelings toward you, but this is my mission. Before long, I will attack the hunter base. Ah, are Mr. X and Mr. Zero there? Please play with me, I'm really bored. Don't worry, we'll fight like true sportsmen. Oh, I almost forgot to introduce myself. I am Dynamo. See you soon. How dare he? At a time like this? Should we even attempt to fight against one so arrogant? Well, I'm afraid you're gonna have to. Even if he does come to us. Okay, so our next enemy who we're gonna be going up against is going to be Mr. McWhalen himself. Duff McWhalen, or Tidal Whale. And we'll play as X in the 4th armor this time. We'll give Zero a rest. So yeah, Tidal Whale. Or Duff McWhalen. This music sound familiar? If you thought it's from Mega Man X2 and Bubble Crab stage, you were absolutely right. This is a remix of that. Well, I wouldn't say remix, but an arranged version of that song. And wow, it looks like the giant ship U-555 is coming right at you. I don't believe it. It belonged to a marine museum. What an incredible influence the Sigma virus has. But so be it. To secure the sea, we have no choice but to fight against the U-555. Be careful not to get stuck on the complicated terrain. So yeah, we're going up against a battleship underwater. You can't even get any more rad than that. And of course, these fish make a return. The ones that suck you in, but they don't suck you in and give you such a hard time like they did from before. And also, some of the hunters that ended up getting attacked or captured by some of the Maverick robots, you can actually, be able to save them. And by saving them, you actually... Oh, get it. You can actually, when you save them, you can actually get their, you can actually get extra lives out of them. Now, I can definitely see this being a cheap ploy because, well, it's like, what's the point in having extra lives? I mean, it's always good to have extra lives, but it's like, what's the point in having so many when you can, when you're saving all those, Maverick hunters or those Reploids who got captured by them, by the Renegade robots and the Mavericks and all that. It's like, I can understand this game is trying to be more appealing towards the casual audience, but it's like, Mega Man games have always been about the challenge. And this game, for it dumbing down the challenge factor, it's like, that's very unappreciative in my eyes. Duff Brewery. I was thinking more of Hillary Duff McWhalen, but then again, Hillary Duff is no whale. She is a very slim girl. Ooh, well played. Hopes and dreams are dashed there, Flame Chocobo. They're always going to be dashed, and they're always going to be, no, not that nice. So yeah, as you can see, this enemy is actually pretty simple. It's like, all the bosses are simple. Ever since Mega Man X4, it just seems like there's no challenge to the bosses, like with what Tokuro Fujiwara did during his time at Capcom. And of course, Mega Man X3, I think, was his final game before he departed from the company, before he came back and worked on Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. Now, even though you can attack the back fins, the missiles will actually get restored. So be very, very careful. Even if you're going down a contraption like this, you can actually see that we actually float down with the ship, so we can't actually die. Which, I could definitely see that as a blessing, but at the same time, it's like, that's kind of cheap, if you ask me. Alright, so we're attacking the back of this ship, and, of course, we're gonna have to contend to the missiles that continue, or the missile pods that continue to get regenerated after we destroy them. And they regenerate much faster than we were going down. So, just bear that in mind. And you figure that the plasma shot would actually do more damage, but unfortunately it doesn't. And when you destroy one side, you just need to focus on the other, so that way you can actually put it back in the scrapyard, and then the back part of it, it will actually go away. Okay. Now, here we are at this part where there's no water, so I'm guessing you're in a ghost ship. What is this place? Are you in an old sunken ship? Yep, I figured as much, so the U-555 is trying to escape, so we need to go after it. Now, there is something that's beyond this section where you can actually see that opening, and but we can't even get access to it right away because we don't have the proper Maverick weapon in our possession to actually, get access to that part. So we'll just leave it alone as is, and we can't really get the Maverick weapon for this stage because we don't have the proper Maverick General's weaponry on him. So I think this is where we need Duff McWhalen's, part to actually get the body armor for the Falcon Armor. Or the body armor part for the Falcon Armor, but we don't even have that ability on us right away. So we're going to go ahead and continue. We'll just have to come back here at another time. Okay, so you're in level 200 of the lab from playing a Maple Story there, Flame Chocobo? Because you have been getting through with that game quite a lot. And that's definitely a testament to know how much time and effort you've been putting into that game with so many hours of gameplay. Definitely very commendable. You know, I can't believe that enemy in Mega Man X1 actually makes a comeback. And of course, I'm talking about the ones from the Launch Octopus stage. Those fish that actually suck you up. Those puffer fish that suck you up. But I am happy that this music from Mega Man X2 actually makes a return. So yeah, this is the music from Bubble Crab stage. And it's actually a very nice remix of it too, if you ask me. And now we have some more of these fishies who are going to try and stop us. But of course, we can actually get through them if we play our cards right. Now, of course, if we're going to win against this enemy, we're going to need to attack the core. And every time we need to get the core open, we just actually need to attack the crystal from underneath. And of course, the cannons, the laser cannons, are actually going to give us quite a bit of trouble if we don't leave them, if we don't do anything about them right away. I would say, if anything, you probably just need to stick at this spot. But of course, get over here before the ship sinks, so that way you can actually get to the door and actually fight against the Maverick boss. So yes, it's time for us to fight against that whale, that giant beluga whale. But then again, I would say it's more of a giant killer whale, but he's a McWhalen. What did you expect? And he's a level 4 boss, since we're playing on normal. Oh, welcome, X. I'd like you to let us use this ocean since it's nearest to the hunter base. We need to produce large amounts of hydrogen. Do you intend it for nuclear fusion? So, then you are going to use the good old Enigma. Yes? If you know that, then please cooperate with us. X, I'm a man of the sea. And I will not allow you to use my sea freely. You might think I'm stupid, but you'll have to fight me. I understand. I accept your challenge. Well, I think that's the first time I've ever seen X, show some honor in a fight. I mean, normally he would be against fighting whoever, he would ever fight against as a Maverick boss, but not in this game. He's actually showing some honor for once. And the Crescent ability, it actually has more of a freeze capability to it. So, if anything, it actually makes Duff McWhalen freeze, or Tidal Whale freeze. Now, if anything, I think we need to get Duff McWhalen's health at 75% for him to move. Rightfully so. Because he will try to attack us from this end. And get us to actually, get hit by the spikes and get us killed in the process. But we pretty much defeated him right there. So, booyah! And there were no Sigma virus forms in this stage, so we managed to get through it without any problems. Okay, so we managed to maintain a B rank after all. But then again, I was talking so much that we didn't even complete the stage that quickly. Yeah, we already know about this. Thank you, Alia. Oh, we can actually choose whichever we want. We can either choose between weapons and life, weapons life, or weapons and energy. So it doesn't really matter who you pick or which one you pick, because the weapons and energy, I mean, if you want to get the weapons and energy, then I think they actually give you abilities that you're not going to find anywhere else. But with weapons and life, they will always give you an extra heart container. And I guess this is a good way to compensate for both Maverick Hunters to have the same amount of life, if you were to ask me. Anyway, we got ourselves the G-Shaver and the F-Splasher. Now, I'll have to see how that works with both X and Zero. I know what it does for X, but for Zero, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll figure that out once we go to the next stage. We can produce hydrogen from this ocean. If only the Hunter base worked, then we wouldn't have to take water from the ocean. Now please return to the Hunter base. You have another mission to complete. Well, yeah, I know that, girl, so, stop telling us. Seriously, why do you even need to talk to us at every opportunity that you give us? Emergency! Dynamo is attacking the Hunter base! Fight back immediately! So yeah, we're going up against Dynamo for the first time. Let's go against him as X this time around. And then we'll fight him a second time as Zero. And Dynamo's name is pretty much the same. Just the Maverick Hunter bosses are differently named. So yeah, that's the Enigma in the background. If you're trying to build the space shuttle, it's the space shuttle. But if you're not trying to build anything in the second fight, then it's just the Maverick base. Nice to meet you. You are X, aren't you? The famous and persistent hunter. Who are you? And what do you want? Well, to stretch a point, I want to disturb what you are doing. Oh, don't worry. I just want to disturb you. I don't intend to kill you. But you wish to fight to the death, don't you? No, we don't! Well, if you fight me and die, then I'm sorry, but I'll play less than my best. Now, shall we let the battle begin? X. Yeah, so, he's a pretty easy cakewalk if you were to ask me about Dynamo. But he does tend to be a bit annoying when it comes to using his blade, because he will attack very fast. So you want to get out of the way as fast as possible. But he's really not that much of a threat. You just need to, you know, time how you're going to be able to hurt him. And you're just going to need to know when to attack him at every vantage point. Ugh, jeez. Giving me a hell of a hard time, this guy. But I got him. Got him. Now, the thing about Dynamo is that he doesn't even die. So, if you go up against him, he's just always gonna get defeated, and then he's just gonna trail on out of here. Just as I thought. You are strong. You never let up. I'll retreat with this result, but I advise you to relax a little, or you'll die from all the stress. Well then, adios, amigo. So yeah, that was just a side boss right there. It doesn't really add any relevancy to the overall game. And we still maintained a B rank. And we did get the life up, though, for X. So go ahead and save that, and we'll go to the next stage. Okay, let's continue. Alright, our next opponent, Kraken. And we're going to be playing as Zero this time around. And for those of you who are watching the stream, if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that follow button right above the video player. So that way you're notified whenever I go live. And oh my god, this again? Now I'm going to need to concentrate because these bike sections really give me a hard time. And if I'm going to get the Maverick, I mean the upgradable armor for X, I'm gonna need to grab those energy shots. And trying to do that for this game is not the best. I'm a little rusty when it comes to this part. Oh, I missed it! I'm gonna have to, yep, I'm just gonna have to do this. But, yeah, the Jet Stingray, level, they were aggravating. I mean, it was aggravating, but this really takes the cake. Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to beat this at 100%, then you're gonna be pretty much be stuck on this for quite a while. If you don't know what to do. Oh, I missed! Ugh, man. I'm really green when it comes to this. But I will get through it. Just you guys wait. Oh. It's all coming back to me somewhat, but I misjudged the timing. Ah, damn it! Yeah. It's good to use rapid fire in this stage if you want. But you can't actually use that for this, you know, in this game, oh my god. How did I miss the jump there? Ugh. It's like, should have like a counter for every time I fail at this part, but then again, you could have said the same thing about when it comes to Mega Man X4, but at least that wasn't aggravating. Ah, damn it! I will get through this. I will plow through this like a champ. Just wait. Oh, damn it! Oh, how did I mess that up? I hit the B button. Oh god, this thing really pisses me off. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. No, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll get through it, folks. Like I said, we have infinite continues and we can spawn where we left off. Oh, damn it. I hate it when I lose my traction when it comes to that. There we go. Oh! Damn it! Oh, man, I wasn't really paying attention there. Come on. You can get it, Double R. You just need to learn the intricacies when it comes to this. Oh, God! Why did I not jump? How could I miss time to jump? Oh! Ugh. Stupid buttons! A little bit of a delay. Oh, how did I miss that? This is ridiculous. We're gonna be stuck on this forever. God! Oh, man. Oh, I better take a deep breath and settle down. Damn it! Okay. There we go. Come on, Double R. There we go. That's what I want to see. Yes! Oh my god. I was still... Oh, that aggravated me like no other. Hello? Are you alright? You couldn't walk here because the terrain is too badly damaged. Even the ride chaser nearly didn't make it. By the way, did you notice that there are energy items along the way? Those energy items and the door in front of you seem to be corresponding. If you have the items, shoot them at the door. Then the door may be opened. And you can actually see that Zero is still using the Z-Buster, even though we can't use it in the normal gameplay since we didn't choose him at first. But anyway, we open the door. You did it! The door has been broken. I wonder what is inside. Proceed with care. Alia, shut up. We don't need you to give us guidance or give us any worry. But hey, it is a Dr. Light capsule. This is the program for the head part of the Falcon Armor. Analyze and upload the data to X's main memory in the secure area. Once X uploads all 4 of the programs, the Falcon Armor will be complete. With the head part equipped, X can use the special weapons using less energy. Now, take advantage of your enhanced special weapons in Triumph, and give my best to X. We will do that, Dr. Light. Alright, so we got the head part, now we can go ahead and move forward. And you can actually see there is there are lab scientists in custody, or Reploids, that are actually being held hostage. So save them, and we actually get extra lives. So there it goes, where this game is being way too generous with the lives. You can actually see me, using that C sword ability, or the Crescent Sword, and it's basically the same as the jump slash, or the jump somersault slash. And if you're wondering if I have the double jump from the C sword, then you are correct. The lock system of the shutter is broken. If you attack the lock system, it will give power to it. You can possibly open the shutter this way. However, since the lock system is almost broken, the circuit will soon break again. Please keep aware of the amount of time you will have to open the shutter. Oh, I know, honey. You don't need to tell me. I know how I know how the shutter works. So you don't really need to give me any guidance. That wasn't enough to take this down, but it's okay. I'll get the top part. Yeah, there's just some parts about this game that are just complete BS. Now, what does the F-Splasher do? Turn invincible and fly. Oh, I see what it does. This is what it does. Yeah, when you actually do the dash in the air, you actually, can make it to where you can actually damage enemies with that dash. So, yeah, keep that in mind for when you're playing as Zero. Okay, so this is one of those things where you're going to need to hit both the locks at the same time. So, but hey, there's a scientist who needs our help. And go ahead and go through this door. And then another thing is, too, is that those locks are, really badly constructed, because they can hurt you if you're not careful. Oh, come on! Ah, damn it! If that stupid thing wasn't in the way, or if it wasn't for the controls, then I probably would get through this just fine. But, of course, the game has to be a dick to me in some capacity. But it's okay, we got through. Now we're gonna go ahead and save this guy. Also trying to get some of our health back. That's another thing, too, is that when you save the Reploid scientists, or the ones that are, being held as hostage, they will try to restore some of your your energy, aside from just, aside from just, giving you extra lives. There we go. Go ahead and get at it and get through here. Yeah. Yeah, just some of the parts that you're trying to go through when trying to get through this stage are just complete BS. Like this part right here. Like, that robot just gave me a hard time with... Hey, I think I just got an extra life out of that. Just defeating that robot. Because I did see Zero's helmet appear out of nowhere. And looks like that's the way to get to where the heart tank is. But we don't have the the armor that we need to get to get us access to that. There we go. Alright, so we're done here. Now it's time for us to fight off against the boss. And going up against Volt Kraken, you would think that the dash would do the ability. It might actually do the ability for us to actually defeat it, but we'll see how it goes. So yes, this is Volt Kraken. 0. I never thought you'd come. Here. I never thought you'd come here. It must be an emergency. You assumed right. You don't need me to explain anymore, do you? Always so pushy. You haven't changed at all. I made the right choice when I resigned as a hunter. I don't want to be a rude jerk like you. Oh, come on. I just have a hard time listening to you babble. You know what I want? You know what I want, don't you? You're free to take such a worthless thing, but what a simpleton you are. Even if you get it, you can't change the fate of the Earth. Every Reploid has been infected by the virus and become a No! He's been infected! Relax. I'll put you out of your misery. Goodbye, Volt Kraken. I'll probably be playing this game twice, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, he is weak against the dash ability. So that actually makes this fight a hell of a lot simpler. And I say that with sheer confidence, as I'm not being very confident at all in this fight. And I almost got... Oh, God. If I wasn't that low on health, I probably would have gotten him. But it's okay. We'll get him a second time around. This is the first boss I think I died to once. Because I didn't die to Crescent Grizzly, or Grizzly Slash, pardon me. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, was his Maverick name in the original PlayStation version of Volt Kruger, or whatever his name is? I thought it was something, that dealt with the name of a member of Guns N' Roses, just like all the others. Okay, finally we got Volt Kraken. So, awesome. Alright, so 3 down and 1 to go in order for us to get the Enigma in full repair. Alright, so we got another A ranking and we received more damage. You get Oh, yes, we already know about that. Alia, shut up. Let's try weapons and energy. We get the Tri-Thunder and the Electricity Blade. And we also got the head part for the Falcon Armor and an energy cart. You got around so many traps. Thanks to you, we now have a precious energy cart. Kraken used to be a hunter, but had become a maverick. It must have been hard for you even though it was your mission. Let's restore the peace for him. And of course he's talking about us defeating Launch Octopus in Mega Man X1. Because Volt Kraken and Launch Octopus, they actually had a camaraderie with each other. If you read up on the official wiki of the Mega Man games. Now, before we go into Izzy Glow stage, now that's what I remember his name was, Izzy Glow. But it is called Glow Firefly or something. But let's go back to the Marine Aquarium. Because we do need to get that body armor for the Falcon Armor. Now, of course, we could go through the entirety of the stage again, but we'll just try to get through the worst of it and try to get the body armor before anything else. Before we go into the 4th stage to get the Enigma part. Okay, here we go. I wonder if there's any more of those hostages that you can save. Might be, but I'm not sure. If I can, great. But if not, then that's fine. I think they just only come off as one-time things where you can't always save them again. Of course, we will need to get up here because the laser cannon from the marine ship is going to try and destroy us. Okay, so keep going here. And get up to another high vantage point right here so we can avoid the laser from attacking us. The laser. I'm making that reference to Austin Powers, the spy who shagged me. You know, when Dr. Evil was calling the laser as is, he always says, the laser. But in the first movie, he'll always say, laser. Just not the laser. Let's go ahead and use a Maverick weapon on him. Maybe we'll get the process to get things done faster. And I didn't think so. Oh, actually, it kind of does. I wasn't even aware of that. Looks like I did make the right choice using a Maverick weapon. Yeah, I probably should be using a lot of those since we can, use less energy on them and we can actually, destroy things a lot faster. Notice that trying to take down those pufferfish are really not that, not that really, what do you call it? What's the word? Annoying as Mega Man X2, as you're at a really good distance to actually get the best of them in some regard. Okay, so we're down here at the bottom now. And I think we're going to pretty much do the same strategy. Use the Maverick weapon to... why you keep attacking like that? There. There we go. Oh, she's still outside. Sorry, I totally forgot about her. Okay, so sorry about that, folks. Alright, so... go ahead and continue on where we left off here. And I did lose a bit of energy, or a bit of health, when going up against that sub-boss. But, of course, we won't fight it again, since we are going to... grab the prize that we've come for the first time around. But we need to get a good distance. So that way we can destroy that and get access to this right now. And this is the body part for the Falcon Armor. Okay, so for the, with the body part equipped, the damage you receive will be less. So pretty much like any other standard upgradable body armor. It does the same thing. Okay, so we're done here. Now it's time for us to exit out of here. And of course, we can leave the stage in case we cleared it. So we got the body parts F, and energy up +2. I guess that increases the amount of capacity we have for some of our special weapons? I'm not sure. But anyway, let's continue. Alright, so it's time for us to go to Dr. Izzy Glow stage, and I'm gonna use 0 once again. So that way, we can actually get his body armor. How was the concert? Oh, cool. I took Hopper on a walk and jog, by the way. So that's why he's so tired. Oh, this Monday? No. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, sleep type. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Anyway, oh, so you do have to go to the ER Flame Chocobo. Well, hey, definitely thank you for joining me in the live stream. Like I said, you do everything you can to try to get that leg of yours feeling better. I mean, I know it's a very tough time for you to actually try to get to feeling better, but unfortunately, there's only so much you could do. I mean, you don't want to try and hurt yourself any further than you already have. But anyway, we can't even get that heart piece because we do not have... because we can't even get access to it as Zero, seeing as he doesn't have a much more extendable reach with the with his dash ability. But let me go ahead and show you. That there is the E-Sword ability, and that will actually make it to where you can actually do pretty much a Blade Shoryuken on your foes. Now, of course, we can't even get access to that because, well, it's all wood, and you know how to destroy wood? You burn it. So, we need to get the fire weapon from the Matrix, but we don't need to go to the Matrix right away, seeing as how... Oh, it did get crunched. Oh, nice. I made perfect timing. But the Matrix has the fire weapon, but we don't have it on us. And there, right there, if you let that Sigma virus apparition touch you, it will start to, you know, make your body armor lower. And that's not a good thing. And I just died right there. Okay, I'm going to wait for this to go. Yeah, so I can do that, double jump, and get the hell out of Dodge. And I'm going to try that again, this time with style. And there's no way that you can actually destroy that virus apparition because it's pretty much invincible. So you're just going to have to do everything you can to try and avoid it. But the good thing is that they don't attack the faculty members, so you can actually still save them regardless. Break the door that you can see below and proceed to the next room. Okay. We will, but we just gotta wait for this these trap things to get down, and then we can go to the next place. Alright, so we can actually go through this door, and just like Mega Man X4, where you get led to a second half of the stage, this is kind of this game doing the exact same thing. But of course, we're gonna have to avoid some Sigma virus apparitions trying to, you know, attack us. And I'm definitely getting a bad vibe from, you know, Split Mushroom Stage on the second half where, you know, they pretty much just want to be a jerk to you when you're, you know, when those rolling spike robots, they actually hurt you in that regard. Okay. So basically, with this sub-boss, we want to attack the black one, because that's the one that has the energy for this robot. So, whenever you see it, attack it. And every time you destroy it, that will get you one step closer to actually getting through this part just a-okay. And it's actually very easy, too. Like I said, a lot of the bosses, or enemies in this game, they're pretty simple, and they're pretty much a cakewalk. It's like the new blood at Capcom. They don't know how to bring about the challenge in the Mega Man games like the old team did back in the day. But they can still be fun in some regard. Okay. Reason why we need Zero, because the defense system we can actually destroy with the Crescent Sword. And by destroying them, they will actually make it less of a problem when we're going through these stages. But of course, when we're going up the stage here, we will have to avoid the Sigma virus. There, we got it. Okay, now if we come this way, a Dr. Light capsule is here, and this is the last part for the Falcon Armor, the arm upgrade. Program is for the arm part of the Falcon Armor, of course. With this arm part, X can charge an attack with the original shot, but he can charge the special weapons as this armor specializes the mobility. If he wants to enhance his attack power, he should use other armor. Please give this message to X. So basically the same as all the other upgradable armors that we got. Anyway, we got ourselves the Falcon Armor. But we haven't gotten it fully yet because we still need to complete this stage. Oh, I just got hurt. Oh, those Sigma virus apparitions are going to be hell in a handbasket for me if I ever, you know, saw one in real life. And that's no joke. Okay, Dr. Firefly's room is right above you. Or Izzyglow, rather. Oh, I still get hurt by that? Jerk. But it's okay. We're almost close to the boss. Famous last words. There we go. There we go. Alright, get up there. You're almost there. There we go. I wonder if we can actually beat the boss without taking any damage, but my sources say... no. Oh, it should be okay, though. If we can hold out, then we'll be fine. Anyways, here's the introduction to Dr. Izzyglow, or, Shining Firefly. Dr. Firefly, we need your help. My work is not for Maverick Hunters. I've never trusted your approach. Therefore, I won't cooperate with you. However, I find you fascinating. No one has ever managed to analyze the infamous X and Zero. But it's too late. Soon, I will be one of the Mavericks. It's time. I'll have to learn about you through battle. Now, put me out of my misery. Jeez. Talk about someone having a death wish right away, and, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm going to use the, so that way, you know, I won't, you know, actually die in the fight. But yes, Dr. Izzyglow's weakness, or Dr. Shining Firefly's weakness, is actually the Electric Sword as well as Tri-Thunder. There we go. So yeah, he's a pretty simple boss to go up against. Alright, so... Stage 4 is done. Okay, clear time, a little over 5 minutes. You did get another A ranking, so that's not going to change. You got DNA data from the boss you have just defeated. From this DNA data, the special weapon has become yours. Equip the weapons using the L and R buttons. Every enemy has a weak point. Find the most effective weapon for each enemy. Plus, if you defeat a high-level boss, you may be able to create not only weapon, but, yes, I already know that. Okay. Weapons and life plus. Just do that. And we got ourselves the flash laser, or the firefly laser, and the C flasher. Which, or the F flash, I don't care. But anyway, we got the armor parts F and the laser device. So, parts complete, the Falcon Armor. It looked like a quiet laboratory, but the inside was in complete ruins. The Sigma virus has caused total disorder everywhere. In order to fix the situation, we need to make good use of Dr. Firefly's laser device. We finished taking the laser device back to the base. Thank you for your help. We'll meet you at the Hunter base. Okay, well, let's go ahead and save our progress and see if our hard work is paid off to where we actually destroy the space colony Eurasia with the Enigma. But something tells me that's not going to be the case, but let's see. At last, the Enigma has been completed. It's old, but we reinforced it with some devices. It should work fine. Well, we're ready. Alright, so the Enigma is ready for blast off. The time has come at last. we are going to launch the Enigma. The fate of the Earth depends on it. The energy, the power, the angle, everything is clear. Alright, blast off! Blast off! Blast off! Blast off! I need to say it 3 times. Because once is not enough. Did we make it? Did it crash? Ilya, give us the report. Negative. We destroyed only 62%. We have merely made it change orbit and delayed the time of impact. Curses. The Enigma was not successful? No, but we have a backup plan. Let's concentrate on our next move. Alright. We will execute the shuttle operation. Don't give up hope. The future of the Earth depends on us. So yes. Looks like it's time for us to get ourselves a space shuttle to actually work. This is our last hope. The space shuttle operation. The shuttle will approach and fly into the colony. The pilots will eject at the last minute. It's very dangerous because they could get sucked into the blast. In the end, I fear that this will fail just like the Enigma. We need to gather as many devices as we can to strengthen the shuttle's power, but the autopilot function doesn't work. Okay, gather as many devices as you can. We'll try to upgrade it from here. This is the last chance for us. I know this mission is hard for you all, but the important thing is for us to stay optimistic. Now, let us get to work. So yes, we're going through the second to last plan to try and stop the space colony Eurasia. The space shuttle operation. Our only hope is the space shuttle. We can't waste any time. Let me describe the 4 Mavericks that have the devices to upgrade the shuttle. The first one, Spike Rosard. Basically, this is Axel the Red. Details unknown. He carries a concealed orbiter engine. Burn Dinorex, a weapons storage guard. He owns a booster for rockets. Spiral Pegasus, of Repliforce's air wing. Oh, so they actually did make that change and actually say that he works for Repliforce. Not just the Reploid Air Force, but Repliforce. I always wondered if they actually got that fixed for, that, or within that continuity. Because that is a Repliforce insignia on his helmet right there, as you can just plainly see. Dark Necro Bat, a mysterious maverick. He has a fuel tank. We have little time, but we have to gather as many devices as possible. Okay, so your first order of business is to actually take down, the space trap. Because, this bat's weakness is Dr. Izzy Glow's weapon, or Dr. Spiral Firefly's weapon. So, we're gonna go here. And as you can see, our counter, our hour went up, or the counter for the time went up an hour. So, we can actually, give about more time to actually do what we need to do. Okay, so the Falcon Armor. We're actually going to try it for this stage. The Falcon Armor is definitely one of my favorite armors in a Mega Man X game. Because you can actually fly for about 5 seconds in time. And you shall see what I'm talking about when I do it. At first glance, it may seem to be an ordinary planetarium, but in truth, it is also a space laboratory. Why don't you borrow a fuel tank for the space shuttle? But before you do that, there's something strange about the planetarium. So the Sigma virus has already polluted this facility too. Your visit to the planetarium will be very interesting, I guess. And yeah, you shall see how interesting when we go through it. Now, as you can see, the Falcon Armor is actually making it to where we can actually fly, quite a long time. And for it flying in this very long spurt, some people say that this armor, this upgradable armor, is actually pretty broken because of the flying mechanic, actually making it to where you can actually fly for long distances and or longer periods of time and in longer distances. But I still like it. So basically what you do is you hit the jump button twice, and you can also bypass any of the Sigma virus apparitions that try to get in your way, too. Up, up, and away! So basically, you can destroy enemies with that ability, too. So that's why you saw me just get that, that's why you saw me actually get that trophy or whatever. Yeah, I guess you need to get to the lift. It is unstable, but there is no other way. Yeah, you say so. And we're pretty much going to be using X to get through this part of the stage. Watch out for the track. It isn't moving the right course. If you sense any danger, jump to the nearest place as soon as possible, or nearest platform. Okay. So yeah, this is a pretty easy section if you know what you're doing. Just, like, with any place you go through, just be careful with how you tread through a section like this. So just be calm, be collective, and then you should be at your destination in no time. And look, there's the second energy sub-tank. So we finally got all the sub-tanks in this game, the energy sub-tanks, and now we just need to find the weapon sub-tank. We did come into contact with the EX tank for 2 extra lives whenever you get a game over. But like I said, we don't have the Matrix's weapon, so we need to actually grab it when we go through his next stage. Yeah, and I think I made that... Oh, wait a minute. He's not the next stage we have to go through. If anybody has a next stage we have to go through, it's actually... Oh! I didn't want that to happen. Damn it. I miscalculated, because what I was trying to do is I was actually trying to go back, because in order to get the heart tank, you actually need to reverse the polarity of the gravity once again in order to get the heart tank in this stage. Okay, so let's try it again. And go ahead and bypass you, since you are easy to bypass. Ah, damn it! It's hard to judge the distance with the, you know, when you're trying to use the flight capabilities of the Falcon Armor. But yeah, it does make it a bit more difficult when you're trying to get that heart tank, if anything. So, let me try that again. Okay. Ah, damn it! Why are they making it so hard for me to actually get that thing? It really shouldn't be that difficult. And honestly, I probably should be getting hit by an enemy first before I attempt to try and take that for myself. But, who cares? It's like I'm being cowardly. Oh, come on. Damn it! I just want to get that freaking heart tank. Why are you making this so difficult, game? Or controls? We'll get there. Just need to, get the right timing down. Don't you dare try to infect me, piece of crap. There we go. That's what I want to see. go ahead and bypass you all. Yeah, you can see I'm just bypassing them all. It's like, hey, I don't even give a crap. Okay, so we finally made it to the end. But seeing as how we have Dr. Izzyglow's weapon, we can actually use that to get through this maze. But of course, we need to be careful when we're in the maze because, well, this could happen. Or that could happen. But we made it through just fine. First time, too. This is the program for the head part of the Gaia armor. Of course. And it doesn't really even do anything, because the Gaia armor is more protection towards spiked contraptions. So that way you don't lose any health whatsoever if you touch, like, spiked walls or anything like that. Or even spiked ceilings. Okay, so our next boss, the Necro Bat. He's got a bunch of Mark II spy bats giving him form.
Squeak! I've been waiting for you.
Hey, can't you understand the urgency of our present situation? There's no time to fight.
Squeak, who cares?
I don't take orders from anyone. The word Sigma means nothing to me. I'll destroy all Mavericks like you.
Squeak, I'm always ready.
Oh, I bet you are. So yeah, Dr. Izzyglow's weapon is the Necro Bat's weapon is, or the weapon that he's weak towards is Dr. Firefly's weapon. It's very powerful too, because we know how darkness always does not have a strong affinity toward light. Ugh, jerk. How did I let it pass? There we go. So yeah, it's like, when you're trying to use this on him, it's like, you're not really giving him a chance. Because it is pretty powerful. And using all of it, it's pretty much going to deplete all of his energy. So I just need to hit him 3 more times. Like so. Okay, 1 more time. And let's make it count. There we go. Just like that, guys. So yeah, another pretty simple boss if you know how to defeat him with the Maverick weapon. Alright. And as you would have guessed, Axel the Red is pretty much who we're going... Or Spike Rosard, as he's called. He's pretty much going to be the last one who we're going to go up against. But we probably won't be able to do it tonight, seeing as how we spent a lot of time with the training portion of this game. Okay. Let's get some more weapons in life. So we got ourselves the Darkhold. And the Darkhold, what it does, it actually makes it to where you can actually stop time, and that way you can actually do damage onto your foes. And that's pretty useful for our next opponent, who is actually going to be the Skiver. He was a Maverick created 3 years ago by Sigma, but you have destroyed him. Since Sigma scattered a large amount of the virus, he doesn't have any energy left to reproduce himself. By the way, we found the fuel tank. Now the shuttle will be able to fly to the space colony. Please return to the Hunter base quickly. Okay, so save our progress, and we're going to be going through one more stage for tonight. Actually, skip that. We'll go through one more stage, and then we will go through one last fight against Dynamo. Anyway, another cutscene. I've been fighting the Sigma virus for a very long time, or just for a long time. It is the virus that causes all Reploids to transform into Mavericks. And yeah, as you would have guessed, that's what the Sigma virus head looks like. I thought that was like a fist right there, but no, that's the Sigma virus. The most dreadful virus to ever exist. Why? I wonder why I'm not harmed. Instead, I feel energy growing within my body. What on earth is happening to me? I have a bad feeling about this. He's scared of his power, because he doesn't know. That's all of the report on Zero. Zero has fought Sigma several times. I believe he has the virus antibodies. It's possible. He doesn't react negatively to the virus. His power output is actually growing. for the most part, the body systems of X and Zero remain mysteries. So yeah, that's Lifesaver who we're actually talking about, or talking to. The Lifesaver is the medical unit within the Maverick Hunter headquarters. I can't predict what will happen. I suggest you take measures. Keep this secret. I'll think it over. His power is growing with the virus. It's too dangerous to keep them loose. Please, at least do something about Zero before it's too late. So yeah, it is becoming more known that Zero is becoming more and more dangerous as he keeps absorbing more of the virus in his body. Which, we are not going to use him for this stage because we do need to use X again to get access to the next body armor part. So Spiral Pegasus, or the Skiver as he's called. So yes, this is the Repliforce's airbase. Or what's left of the Repliforce. You can get the Orbiter Wing from the Repliforce's air wing. So yeah, they just call it Repliforce in this game, because they usually called it Reploid Air Force, or the Reploid Force in the original version. So I'm actually very glad that they actually managed to go back and actually make that proofread this game to add some more consistency to, like, the names of certain things. And, I mean, that's kind of the beef I have with, like, Tales of Symphonia and a sequel, Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World. Whenever I play Tales of Symphonia, I always hear the word mana, the life energy of both Sylvarant and Tethe'alla, but when it comes to its sequel, Dawn of the New World, they always refer mana as mana. It's like, keep consistency, would you guys? I mean, geez, it's really not that hard. But I can't believe the Sigma virus could have gotten to the Repliforce's air units. So, yeah, someone set a bomb here. We need to destroy them before, they cause any destruction. But truth be told, we probably won't be able to destroy them all, because sometimes they will actually make it to where we can't even get access to them. And by doing that, it will be much more of a hamper than we initially thought, and we will actually take a crap load of damage if we let the bomb, try to go as is. So yeah, you can see it actually does a lot of damage there. Not only collateral damage, but damage to us, too. There are bombs above you. Climb up and destroy them. Oh, we will. But we just have to get there quick. And you can actually see that his charge shot is very piercing. And you can actually use the flight capabilities to actually damage the bombs, too. So think of that as a one-way ticket to actually get you through the hard parts in case if you're having any trouble. Okay, so it's time for us to go down the ladders, and I think there's bombs for us to take down here, too. That and some Maverick, or some enemies we can, unload a can of whoop-ass on. Never thought I would say those words. Can of whoop-ass, like Stone Cold Steve Austin would say in wrestling fashion. And there is the weapon energy sub-tank. So we finally got that, and it was actually in Spiral Pegasus' stage all this time. Okay, so there's nothing down here if we come to this section, because that will just go down as is. Okay, so now it's time for us to go further. But before we ride that contraption, let's go upwards. Because if we... Oh, God! Oh, heavens to Betsy. If we go up here, there is the body armor part for the Gaia armor. Okay, so analyze... Okay. With the body part equipped, the damage you receive will become less. So yeah, basically the same as the Falcon Armor. So yes, we got ourselves the body armor part. Now let's go down and ride the elevator. And there's nothing within these parts when riding the elevator, and you can actually see that the Sigma virus apparition can't actually hurt us as we keep going along this little elevator ride. It can't even catch up to us. But we can kneel down, so that way we don't actually hit the spikes right there. And you want to make sure that you do that, so that way you don't even hit the spikes whatsoever. And if you keep going fast, you should be able to avoid the Sigma virus apparition, for all it's worth. There are more bombs ahead of you. Dispose of them as soon as possible. Thank you. Oh boy. This is going to... Oh boy, this is going to be so much fun. And there's the first heart container in this game. Get moving! We don't need that virus apparition trying to get us. So, yeah, we did get our first heart tank. Or was it our second? Oh, hell, I can't remember. Even if it was our first heart tank, we managed to plow through it just fine. Okay, so we want to use Darkhold against Spiral Pegasus. And we're going to be fighting Spiral Pegasus on top of a ship, on top of an airship, kind of like how we fought against Storm Eagle in Mega Man X1 on top of his own battleship. Okay, X, I've wanted to meet you, but considering the situation, we don't have time for small talk. Soon the Repliforce's air wing will fall. You may be our only hope, but you'll have to convince me first, through battle. So yeah, when you do that, try to unleash as much damage as you can. Yeah, just be careful, because every time when, you know, the Skiver actually tries to do damage to you with flying into you like that, he can prove to be quite annoying. Oh, God. Save that, skin my teeth. Oh, wait a minute. I wasn't even getting his, you know, hitting his body part? Or his body parts, rather? I was actually, you know, hitting whatever apparition he had coming at me. That's no fun. There, that's what I want to see. But they can hurt you? Really? I didn't even know that. I'll have to keep that in mind when I'm going up against the remainder of this fight against him. Oh, boy. Oh! He only had a sliver of health left and I died? That's BS. How did I not have trouble when I went up against this guy in this game from before? Maybe it's because I was playing on the PlayStation controller, which actually I found that to be more comfortable with. But, oh well. Well, we'll try it again. We'll just have to use the old-fashioned way. You can see that with the amount of level he has for his body, he actually can withstand more damage. So it does. So he comes off more as a pushover in this level, if anything. So just be careful. But at least you know, he does that 5 times, so you're not gonna have any trouble when you're trying to damage him and that kind of stuff. Ooh. There we go. Now go! He did it the 6th time? Man. What a cock tease. Got him. Anyway. Can't believe I died from that just once. That was kind of lame if you ask me. Anyways. So that takes care of that stage, and then we're going to be going through the last of the Dynamo fights, and we will close off this live stream. You got DNA boss from the boss you defeated, yada 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 yada. Shut up, Alia, 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 shut up, Alia. Just tell us what the good stuff we want to hear. So we got the Wing Spiral and the Wing Shredder. We got ourselves the Gaia Armor body part, as well as the Orbiter Wing. And we completed another life up, and we got Burst Shot this time. For new energy, too. I didn't expect to have to fight against Repliforce again. But since most of the Repliforce members have become Mavericks, I guess that was inevitable. Fortunately, the devices for the shuttle were not damaged, but the Repliforce's air wing was destroyed. It won't be safe there anymore. Come back to the Hunter base. Yep, it won't even be safe at that place, seeing as how Repliforce is still regarded as Mavericks to this day. Anyways, done here. Let's continue. Emergency! Dynamo has come back here to attack. What on earth does he want? Well, it doesn't matter. We have to fight him. So yes, this will be the last thing that we go through for this play session tonight. And we're going to be playing as Zero and seeing how well he actually, you know, does against this Maverick General. But something tells me he's not going to... Yeah, he's only going to be much easier when we're playing as Zero, but who knows. And notice we haven't even gotten any of the life up energy for Zero yet. Nice to see you again. Did you miss me? Stop pestering me, Dynamo. I won't allow you to escape this time. You can't retire me no matter how hard you try, so I guess this Reploid has been created to where you can't actually kill him, as he's pretty much an immortal being. Which, if they do make a Mega Man X9, then he better come back as one of the main villains, so that way you can retire him permanently. Ooh. Yeah, he was tough, but we plowed through it like we're boss. Or like we're a boss. And we were a boss going through that fight. So, kudos to us. So, you are strong. I fought seriously this time. Anyway, I'll need 9 lives if I stuck with you, or if I get stuck with you. So, I'll leave. No more games. You should think about your future too, or you'll die someday. I'm getting out of here, because I don't want to die right now. Adios. He doesn't want to die by the oncoming nature of Eurasia possibly coming in to crash toward planet Earth. And we got back up to SA rank, since we didn't die. And we also got antivirus guard by half, as well as a life up. Seems like we're starting to get some of the parts now that we're going through the, you know, the new Maverick Bosses stages. Oh, come on. Okay, so that pretty much takes care of that. And with X, I'm pretty sure we can possibly try to get that other heart tank within Shining Firefly stage, but I'm not going to worry about that, as we'll worry about that at another time. So we're just going to go ahead and quit and go back to the title screen, and we're going to, you know, exit out of this game and then just bring you back to the game select screen. But yes, so that will be our time for tonight when it comes to Mega Man X5. And I'm sorry that we didn't get through this quickly as I would have hoped for, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, with these games now getting much bigger and much longer to complete, it's kind of like, what's the point? Even if I had to play through it another time and then go through the rest of the game as is, then that's exactly what we'll do. So, anyway, it'll probably be next weekend until we get to until we complete Mega Man X5, or it'll be sometime during this week where we'll get back to it and complete it for what it is. So, anyway, be sure to join me tomorrow night as we get back on track with my redux of Chrono Trigger as we go through the mysterious new world of 2300 AD, where it's the post-apocalyptic era. And we'll see how far along we get playing through that game for all it's worth. So, anyway, if you like what you see, then be sure to hit that follow button right above the video player, so that way you're notified of whenever I go live with my live streams. And also, if you like me as a content creator on YouTube, then be sure to follow me on youtube.com/RRPGReviews. I work on reviews, I do retrospectives, which is kind of more the advanced form of my reviews, which I talk about a game series in full length, which I'm currently do so for the Final Fantasy franchise, and which I've already done so for Golden Sun, if you have not even checked those out. Also, I archive my live streams that are here on Twitch onto my YouTube channel. And if you like me to talk about some opinion piece videos, then that's why I also have the side quest videos, which pertain to news that are in relation to Western or Japanese RPGs or elements of those games into other genres, and all that other good stuff. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to me from there if you have not done so already. Also, if you like social media, then you can follow me on Facebook.com/RRPGReviews. Or if you enjoy Twitter more, you can find me on Twitter where my handle is @RRPGReviews. Whichever social media site that you like the most, then you can guarantee that I will be posting on both social media sites at the same time, since they're both connected to each other. But anyway, guys, I need to get off here because I need to get around to going to bed. And it's starting to get late for me, and tomorrow's going to be another day to where, you know, I get to pretty much do whatever I want, and hopefully I'll get back on track with capturing more footage of Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age, so that way I can finish up with that game, and finally get started with Revenant Wings, its sequel. But who knows when that's going to come about. But I still want to get that, you know, I still want to get the episode along, or on the way, so that way, you know, I can get it done for you all, and we can actually get an episode started working in post-production. Alright guys, you all have yourselves a good morning, a good afternoon, a good night, but most of all, you all have yourselves a very, very, very fantastic day. So, until then, or until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, this is Double RPG signing off this live stream by saying Godspeed and game on, gamers. Peace out!